Hello and welcome my dear 3rd standard students. This is Rohan sir from Mehdi English Medium School. I welcome you kids to today's science class, and before moving on to our objectives, I would like to just convey the message which I regularly convey to you, that you must watch the videos regularly. You just follow the video lectures day by day, so that you have that one link. You just don't break the link by, sometimes it happens that you don't watch the videos regularly. So what happens if you miss one lecture, and then on the other day if you just try to grab up the topic, it is not possible for you all, right? So it is very much important to be in a sync with the video lectures day by day. Yes, if you miss one class, then you must watch it again in your YouTube, in your mobile phones, so that you will be aware of what is exactly going on in the class. So my dear students, let us see what objective we have today. Today I have some interesting kind of objective for the second half part of the lecture. Let's quickly see which objective I have for today. So in today's lecture, the content will be lesson 4 objectives and subjective. So lesson 4's objective, which were left out, I am going to continue it today. In the previous lecture, like I said, if you are watching the video lectures regularly, then you should know that I have completed lesson number 3, objective and subjective, as well as few objectives of lesson 4 as well in the previous lecture. So in this lecture we just have to discuss lesson 4 remaining objectives and the subjective, which is question answers of lesson 4. So as you all know that this lecture is revision lecture, not the basic lecture. This is the revision lecture, means you are not going to do it for the first time. You might have written the question answers and everything in your book, and so this is the time to revise the chapter, so that you just again stay tuned with the chapter number 4. You don't forget it, and moreover, if any test is taken, you should be answerable in that. Many of you have seen that have scored very good marks in the previous test. Many of you performed very well up to mark, but few are still there, those who have just got 1-2 marks, or no more than 4 to 5 marks. So which is like not good for you and for us too. Yes, and also after the discussion of lesson number 4, subjective and objective, further I have brought something new for you all. Because of the students' demand and the parents' demand, this topic I have included types of objectives asked in online exams. So as you all know that our school is not going on physically, but yes, we are working through the internet. We are making the best use of internet, and what are we doing? We are taking the tests also online. So what happens? Our content to ask in the exam becomes limited. We can't ask question answers, FB, or kind of subjective part much, because there the answer key is very much precise. You can't change even the letter, which otherwise you used to change and we used to correct physically in the paper, in the written paper, handwritten paper. So we twist the questions. From question answers we make objectives, from FBs we make objectives. So how do we make objectives and how are we going to ask? So sample of that I have prepared for you, for your betterment, for your understanding, for the enhancement of your knowledge. So let's first get started with lesson number 4. What are we going to discuss in lesson number 4? Match the following, answer in one word, and question answers. This is what we are going to discuss in today's session. So Match the following. As you all know, I never shuffle the answers. I directly write the answers as you are watching it on your television, either on your television or in your mobile phones. So I never shuffle the answers, so as to make your work easy, I have just directly placed the answer after the question, right next to the question, so that you don't have to find it here. Otherwise in the textbook it is already shuffled. So my dear students, what are we supposed to do in the objectives? You all know that we repeat the answers, we sometimes write the answers, but in today's lecture you don't have to write anything, you just need to carefully listen to it and to repeat the answers after me. So I have already told you the advantage of repeating: pronunciation improvement, spellings also you will by heart easily, you can by heart easily. Even if you listen to something again and again, you will be easily able to remember those things. So again, you don't have to mug up the answers during the time of exams. Even the question if are twisted, you will be able to answer very clearly. So you just need to repeat whatever or however I am doing it. Okay, so now let's get started and be ready to repeat after me. Number 1, dad leaves. Come on, repeat after me. Dad leaves. Answer: form humus. Second time, dad leaves. Form humus. Okay, moving on to the next one. Repeat after me. Clay. Answer: fine pieces of rocks. Repeat a second time. Clay. Fine pieces of rocks. Okay. Number 3, manure. Answer: makes soil fertile. A second time. Manure makes soil fertile. Okay, now moving on to the fourth one. Now repeat after me again. Earthworm. Live in soil. Repeat a second time. Earthworm. Live in soil. So I hope that you are repeating after me, and I hope that pronunciation, spellings and answers are very much clear to you. I explained each and every answer for the first time when we were discussing this match the following. Okay, moving on to the next part, that is answer in one word. So if you can see on your screens, the answers are only there in the one word in the center part of the screen, and the questions are there at the topmost part. Okay, so even you have to repeat the questions now. Why? Because unless you want to understand the question, how are you going to write answer? Correct? If I ask you that what is your name, so you will say Rohan, Ibrahim, XYZ. Why have you answered me? Because you are able to understand my question. So to understand the question is very much necessary. So you are going to repeat the questions after me. Top layer of the earth where plants grow. Repeat a second time. Top layer of the earth where plants grow. Answer is soil. Answer is soil. Okay, this is how you are going to repeat after me. So which is the topmost layer of the earth where the plants grow? Soil. Obviously, plants grow in the soil. I hope you remember that soil contains air, water, even nutrients. So this is how the clue you can remember the answers. Okay. Moving on to the next one. Now repeat the question after me. Small parts of dead plants and animals found in soil. Answer is humus. Again repeat after me. Small parts of dead plants and animals found in soil. Answer is humus. Great stuff. Okay, let's move on. Number 3. Humus provides this to the plants. Answer is nutrients. I hope you all are repeating after me, my dear students. Now repeat a second time. Humus provides this to the plants. Nutrients. So what do the humus provides to the plants? Why are the humus necessary? For the supply of nutrients, right? Without that, the plants are not going to make certain level of growth in the soil. Okay. The next thing is, okay, repeat after me. Farmers add this to make the soil fertile. Answer, manure. Second time. Farmers add this to make the soil fertile. Answer, manure. Okay. Moving on to the question answers of lesson number 4. Now carefully repeat after me, because here the answers are of 1 or 2 lines, correct? So you need to be with me. You need to repeat exactly when I stop the line, or I stop speaking, so that you can cover that part. Okay. Question also you have to repeat. I hope that you remember that. Okay, question 1. What is soil? Come on, repeat after me. Question 1. What is soil? Answer, soil is the top layer of the earth where plants grow. Again repeat the answer. Soil is the top layer of the earth where plants grow. So this was very clear even in the one word answer, I think, because if you can see that in one word answer it was written that the top layer of the earth where the plants grow, it is soil. So the same thing is asked in the question answers, but in the different way, correct? Here the answer is made as a question of one word, and then the question is replaced with the answer in the question answer. So it is very much logical thing that if you remember either of them, you will be answer both of them. Okay. Let's see the next one. Question 2. Repeat after me, students. What is humus made of? What is humus made of? Answer, humus is made of dead plants and animals present in the soil. Again repeat the answer after me. Humus is made of dead plants and animals present in the soil. Okay, so basically humus is made up of dead plants and animals who are mixed up in the soil, in the layer of the soil. Okay, let's move further. Question number 3. Repeat the question. How does humus help the soil? Repeat the question again. How does humus help the soil? So the answer is, repeat after me, Humus helps to hold water and provide nutrients for the soil. Repeat the answer second time. Humus helps to hold water and provide nutrients for the soil. Great stuff. So now you know how the humus is helpful to the soil. It was written that the soil has the water and the air and nutrients within. So soil can only hold that with only the help of humus. So the main role of humus is to hold the water and provide nutrients for the soil, so that again when the plants are grown in the soil, they make a good growth. Number 4. Repeat the question after me, students. Name any two things that soil contains. Repeat the question second time. Name any two things that soil contains. Answer is soil contains air and water. Repeat, students, second time. Soil contains air and water. So here the soil contains air and water, and in the previous page, in the previous question, you saw that how soil is able to hold that only because of humus. In the presence of humus, soil can perform that activity of holding the water. So let's move to the next one. Question 5. Repeat the question, students. Write any one use of soil. Repeat a second time. Write any one use of soil. So here you have to mention one use of soil. There are many different uses according to the different types of soil, but here commonly one use we have to write in all. So repeat the answer after me. Soil is home to many animals like ants, earthworm, snails, etc. Repeat a second time. Soil is home to many animals like ants, earthworm, snails, etc. So this is the one use of soil. This is the, I think, the best use according to me, because we have our shelter, we have our home, we have our own buildings where we reside in, where we dwell in. But these creatures, these animals and insects, they don't have home. So what do? They make their own home in the soil, into the soil, digging the soil, making the small holes. If you have ever seen anywhere in the onto the soil or plots, on the compound, anywhere. Okay, moving on to the next part of the lesson. Here, my dear students, I am going to give you few examples from lesson 1 and 2, that what kind of questions we are going to ask in exams. Now in the next exam, if you appear for the test, online test, make sure these kinds of questions you are going to face, because otherwise I have given you this question as question answers or give 2 words answers, but that is what we cannot ask you in the online exam. In online exam we have some limited pattern of asking the questions, right? So here I have converted few question answers into objectives, few give 2 words example in the objectives. So you have to repeat after me. Still, this is also the part of revision. Yes, do not write this anywhere in your book. I repeat, do not write this anywhere in your book. you just need to repeat the answers after me, and I'm just going to explain you few answers which I think is very much necessary for you to understand. So even the students and the parents, those who are watching this video, make sure you don't have to write this anywhere. You just need to understand that if you learn question answers, we may ask you those question answers in the objectives form. In the objective forms, in the sense in MCQ form, in TF form, that is all dependent on us, how we make the pattern. So but here I have brought few examples which you have to repeat after me. First, multiple choice question. How we will make multiple choice question? Say for an example, this was FB. Originally this is FB in your fair books you have written already, but here I have asked you this in the form of MCQ by not writing the answers and giving you the options. So my dear students, just repeat the questions and as well as options after me, and obviously you are also going to repeat the answer. Question 1. Animals such as dash eats the plants and flesh of other animals. So in your fair book you have clearly written the answer is bear. Correct? So bear is the answer, correct answer, which you have already written in your fair books, but make sure we even change the options. Yes, we may give you the different options of omnivorous animals, omnivores, like those who eat plants as well as flesh of animals. It is not necessary that we only give you bear. So the concept of omnivores, that is the animals those who eat plants and flesh, should be very much clear in your mind, that this is one of the examples and not the only answer. Means many other animals even eat the flesh as well as the plants. Correct? So here the answer is bear, which you have already written here in the blank part, but then I have made the options to make it multiple choice. So you will get multiple choice here, but you should remember only the one answer. So if you have learnt the blanks perfectly, you will not get confused anyhow, no matter we may ask you in any form. Okay, now repeat the second question, my dear students, after me. Rabbits, squirrels and rats dash their food. Options are spit, gnaw, gobble, chew. So these all are related to the mouth and to the food, how we have our food. So the answer is no. G-N-A-W, no. Okay, what is the answer? G-N-A-W, no. So here in your blanks we already have given you answer as the first one. Here you might have written in your fair books the answer is G-N-A-W, no. But still in the exam we may give you the options to confuse you, as we will convert it into the MCQ form. So this is why I showed you this one, so that you will be very much clear that if you remember the correct answer, you don't have to then worry about the options which I give you in the MCQ form. So there may be 4 options, there may be 2 options, there may be 3 options, it depends on to the question. Okay, see, like here there are only 3 options. Okay, now again students, you have to repeat the question after me. Please don't miss to repeat after me. Dash have very sharp pointed teeth to tear the food. Okay, so options are carnivores, herbivores, omnivores. Correct? So omnivores means plants and flesh both, whereas herbivores, no, they are vegetarian. They don't eat the non-veg food, so they don't need their teeth. Correct? So the answer is carnivores. Though you remember, you need to understand why is this the answer, why this is the consequence you get. Correct? Because here you may get confused, looking onto the options. Though Here I have just underlined the correct answer. That's why you may be sure about your answer, but there you will only be given these kind of options. No underline will be there. So there are the chances of you to get confused. Okay. So the answer is carnivores. They have the sharp and pointed teeth to tear their food. You know, I even showed you the pictures at the first time of lion, tiger, eagle, vulture. They all are carnivores. They only eat non-veg. They eat the flesh of other animals. Correct? They kill them. They hunt them. Great stuff. Okay. Moving on. Now repeat the question again, students. Dash has a sticky tongue for catching its prey. Prey means, do you remember in your textbook it is also given, prey means that the animal which kills other animal, or the animal which is killed to become the meal of other animal. You know that killed animal is called a prey for the other animals, those who are going to eat them. So dash have the sticky tongue to catch its prey. Dog? No, I don't think dog have sticky tongue. Then goat? No, even goats don't have sticky tongue. Then who else? Frog. I even showed you the photo of frog, the picture of frog, how they take out their long tongue and they just attack with their tongue on the insect they want to catch, the prey they want to catch, and suddenly the minute they throw out their tongue, what happens? The insect are caught hold of in their tongue, they stick to their tongue, and the frog immediately again takes in its tongue and just catches the prey. So this is how they catch the prey. This is how they hold their hunt. So frog is the correct answer. Okay, how are we going to ask true and false out of question answers? So these are the true or false I have made from the question answers and from the many other data from your fair book only, not from any other outside data or not even from the textbook. So you already might have learned this, but these are bit twisted. Okay, let's see. Animals that eat the flesh of other animals are called herbivores. Is it so? True or false? So the one who has read the definition of herbivores properly, they should know that herbivores don't eat the flesh. Then what do? They are the vegetarians. They eat grass and other straw and etc. from the fields, from the jungles, different fruits. But the correct answer is carnivores. Yes? So I have written the correct answer because here instead of herbivores it was carnivores in your question answers, and like I said, I just twisted and asked you in true or false format. So you need to understand whether that statement is true or whether that statement is false statement. Only then will you be able to write the correct answer for this thing. Okay, moving on. Animals that eat plants and the flesh of other animals are omnivores. So yes, the animal that are even eating plants and flesh of other animals, both, they are omnivores. So the answer is true. We don't need any kind of justification for that answer henceforth, right? They are also, for that you need to remember the definition, the question answers, correct? Like I said. And one more, cow eats flesh as well as plant. So my dear students, have you ever seen cow eating flesh of other animal like cat, dog, mouse? They are too small in the size from the cow, but still cow never eats that. Even you can say even the ox, who is the animal which is so much powerful, they even don't eat flesh of other animals. They only eat grass or the food, normal food which human being provides them, correct? So the statement is very false. Cow does not eat flesh. only plants and the food provided by the human beings, correct? So this is how I am going to convert the question answers in the form of true or false. I hope you enjoyed the lecture. Thank you for watching and repeating after me when I asked you to repeat. And stay home, stay safe, don't go out purposely. Even if you go out and if you return back to your home, remember to use sanitizer, remember to take a bath, and also remember to wear the mask, because precaution is better than the cure. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope that you will follow the lecture in the sequence it comes. Goodbye, have a nice day.